What do you mean you made one for the Windows Store?
Aye, 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 aye.
Get D Panstead. Thank you very much for the bits. Appreciate the support. Thank you. Thank you. Right, let's see. Ready for departure from a little field in the middle of nowhere. It has no... Oh my god. Runway gate parking. Hopefully that'll still work. And then we're going to go to MM2F, which it doesn't know about. Here we go again. So now SimBrief doesn't know about this, and Microsoft Flight Sim doesn't know about this. Oh my god. It literally has no clue where MM2F is. Right, let's see if it's got a different name. Coahuayana in Mexico. It is an asphalt runway, elevation 200 feet. Wildcat Canyon. Nope, that's not it. I reckon that's it. Well, Google knows about it. MM66, could that be it? Maybe it's just got a different number now. Elevation 200 feet. (18.6 by 103.6). Oh, it's 0.6. Scumbag. It looks like it's the same one. Runway 05 and 23. Oh, it's not listed here. You reckon it's the same one? Didn't it say MM66? Well, FS Economy calls it MM2F. Sky Vector knows of an MM66. So I reckon it's got to be it. I mean, it's in the same vicinity. It's just got a different code. So hopefully if we go here now, there we go. So it knows about that. Runway 22 and 04. Okay, it looks like they've changed slightly. The word 0523, that's normal though. Winds 2704. Okay, we'll take 22 then. Flight conditions, we go live. And we'll see if we can figure out some kind of airway. Well, Mexico looks like it's got a bit of cloud going on down there. Okay, everything's direct. We might have to vector ourselves in again. Is there any effect of Hurricane Laura? Yeah, some people were chasing Hurricane Laura in the sim. I don't know how effective they were. Crawler Snipe, welcome back. Well, it says here that it's not. It says here that it was a tarmac runway. Surface asphalt, look. So it can't be any worse than the one that we just landed on. Because that was pretty bad. Fly Sim said grass. Oh, it spawned us on the actual airfield. Okay, I couldn't choose a parking spot. Turn on dibbing, turn on cabin lights, there we go. Right, that's on. Let me just check all this overhead stuff. Auto, on. It's all good. What flight level do you reckon? 27, 29? Yeah, I was thinking about 27. We just need to be careful in the TBM because it doesn't pressurize the cabin very quickly. So if you climb too quickly, the cabin pressure can't keep up, and you start to get warnings here about the cabin pressure differential. Right, so we need to activate the flight, which will load the cargo, and fuel is confirmed to be correct. So that's good. We're certainly going to need some cabin heat up there, but not yet. Inertial separator's on, that's all set up down there. Trim's already been set for takeoff, interestingly. You just tell everyone to hold their breath. Yeah, it's alright, the pilot's passed out, he'll wake up in a few minutes. Okay, flight director's on, nav mode is on, V-speed. I think we're good. That sun came up quickly. You should grab the shortcut logic, it skips the launch screens. This is how you disable it. Right, thank you for that. I shall make a quick note. Okay, I think we're good to go. Now we haven't exactly got a long run here, so we're going to have to throttle up. I honestly don't know if this runway is long enough for takeoff. I'm just going to get Jeff to push us back a bit. I mean, it spawned us in, that's the problem. Otherwise, I would have maneuvered myself properly to get the whole runway. Yeah, you say that, Sammy. We're on a grass strip 800 meters long. What's our update to the sim? The updates come in this week. Right, power's set. We're looking for 80 knots. Oh, I didn't want to come up. We got it. Only just. Like, that wasn't exactly a lot to spare there. Slightly over throttled. Right, let's try and get the speed up now. Flaps can come up. You're down, put autopilot. V-speed 1000. Half bank, please. I hate that full bank rate, it's horrendous. And the inertial separator, thank you. Okay, flaps are up. Inertial separator's off. Autopilot's on. I think we're good. Oh, now we can see the paint. Nice. This place looks completely different when the sun comes up. Look at that. Need a squirrel livery. Hey, you need to have a word with puppies. We want an air squirrel livery, that's what we want. Yeah, Arizona. Let's go back off on the throttle now. Let's get a climb going. What's the plan for today? Fly planes. How dare you, my nose is not that long. Most turboprops have really long noses because they basically have a jet turbine engine right there. What's the function of the upturned wingtips? So what happens when the air is flowing under the wing and over the wing is at the wingtip bar, the air tries to basically come this way, because what you've got is a pressure differential between the upper and lower surface of the wing, and the air will try to rush up and turn back down that way. You get like a vortex effect here. So basically that wingtip stops the vortice from the pressure basically pushing the wing down, which makes the wing more efficient. Is the round bit on the left wing? What do you mean? You just got 161. Oh my god, Sammy. Do you know what USB device disconnected? Look at this. There's so much land. Stream Deck? That's unusual. There's a free like an open source tool you can download. Something it's called I'll find it 1 second. It's called USB Log View. USB Log View, and you can download it. Somebody, just going about. There you go. nirsoft.net. It just sits in the background. You just fire it up. It sits in the background, and as soon as any USB device connects or disconnects, you'll see it listed here. And it can be pretty useful if you're trying to track down. If you're trying to track down a USB device that keeps disconnecting and you don't know why. That can help find which one it is. Good morning, Biff. What settings do I use? Generally speaking, I go to high end and then I bring some settings up towards ultra. Yes, I have an IT background. Just a bit. Right, we've got no visible cloud currently. Outside air temperature is 19 and dropping. Thank you, Dre. Lack of symmetry between the two wings because of the radar is bugging me. You're a network engineer, noise. What, so because this wing's got a pod on it and this one doesn't? Well, what about the fact you've got the foot plate here, but you don't have it on that side? Same thing as what you get in like a Piper Alpha. Mr. Helipilot, good morning. Your OCD is popping off, wow. You're doing a long flight from Glasgow to Iceland. Yeah, I think all the radar systems are in here, like the weather radar and that kind of thing. I think you can get the weather radar like that. Ooh, that looks nice. So that's the vertical profile of the weather, and that's the horizontal. Heavy rain ahead. We need to get above this. Yep, we need to get over that. We don't want to fly through that, really. That little pod on that wing is actually useful. I think it's right now. Right now, it doesn't really look like there's much weather, but you can see we're flying towards it. Yeah, I think we'll be well above it by the time we get to it. Man, that looks so good. Yeah, it's live weather live time. We actually landed, just before this flight, we landed from Phoenix. We landed here on that grass strip runway. And the sun was below the horizon. And we could hardly see the airfield and somehow managed to get in there. But yeah, the sun's come up quite a bit now. What we want to see is this going down. And then we know we're flying over the top of it. I think we should be okay. You've registered with FS Economy, you don't get any email from them. Try twice and check spam. When did you apply, Jinsei? Depends when you applied, mate. They're being inundated right now. Let's get some cabin heating on. How to get the AP to handle elevation, Fatty. I did a video a few days ago called Basic Autopilot. Go and watch that. That will answer all those questions. Imagine getting stuck in the middle of this desert. Like, it's just a whole lot of nothing in all directions. Now find the cockpit button. Cockpit light. I don't know where it was. See, I thought we could activate... Oh. It was there! It was there all along! Now I can see it! Now I can see it, it's easy! Oh my god. I swear I hovered my mouse all around that area. A German family got stuck in the desert and tried to get out. Did they? Oh, ITT. See the torque, like basically the torque rises as the air gets thinner. Where are we heading? We are heading towards Mexico. Specifically, we are heading here. Cojuayana Airport. See if we can get a map of it. There you go. NM66. There you go. That's the route today. So we're leaving America. Wow, there's some nice hills here, look. We're going to be able to see the Pacific pretty much most of the way there by the look of it. That's going to be a nice descent, look at that. I don't think we want to descend this way. I think we might vector ourselves round over here. Straight in, 05, whatever it was. That's going to be a nice approach, actually. Yeah, we're just taking some paracetamols and ibuprofen down to Mexico. That's all we're doing. Nothing to worry about. Why is that showing up so much when I'm pretty certain we're above it? Would you do an advanced AP video? Yeah, but you need to be careful what you mean by advanced. You struggle with the L11 VNAV and the 747. Everybody does. Like, advanced AP. What do you mean by advanced AP? There's a whole bunch of, like, knowledge layers that you need to build up before you get to what you want. Otherwise, you'll just be pushing buttons and not really knowing why. Are you going to go the wing way across the border to transport the meds? Yeah, well, I think we'll be okay. It's not what you bring, it's about what you bring back. Fair enough. Well, we've got like a bunch of... what did it call them? People in the plane? They are. We've got 6 passengers, corporate jet hire. So these 6 VIPs, whatever they are, that will not sit with anybody else in the plane. We're taking them to Mexico, and maybe they'll want to fly back as well. With some souvenirs, I think they called it. Are we just cruising? Not much to see. We're flying, bro. That's what flying is. Welcome to aviation. Do I need to do anything right? Do I need to like refresh the cache on anything? Let me see. Refresh that one. Oh, come on, Twitch. Don't start dropping frames. My bit rate's going down a little bit. Oh, it's back again. It's fine. It just dipped a little bit. Cool, Tiger. Thank you, 31 months. We are almost at our cruising altitude of 270. I went away for a bit. Did Squirrel choose the 13-hour flight? We can't fly this plane for 13 hours. We're all good. Thank you. Dry, thank you for gifting us sub to Cool Tiger. And DC, welcome back. Thanks for 32 months. You're welcome, sir. Ah, it's so fluffy. Yeah, that's the great thing about flying. It doesn't matter what the weather's doing down there. When you get up here, it's always blue sky. Is it bad of me that these flights are wrong, like a 7,000 feet just to enjoy the scenery? I'm not sure what you mean. People get different things out of flight sims. Some people love flying airliners at high altitudes and that's all they want to do. They're more interested in procedures and that kind of thing. Others like, you know, like to make it as real as they can. Add real ATC on top of it. Others like GA flying, some like bush flying, some just like goofing around. You know, there's there's no right here, it's just however you want to play it. Barora, thank you for subbing. Welcome. You love airlines, but since Microsoft Flight Sim came along, I've done 90% GA penfold. I think that's, there's two reasons for that. One, the scenery is so darn good that people want to fly low level and see it. And the weather system's amazing. And two, the airline is, we don't really have anything study level yet, so the people that want to fly by kind of real world ops can't really do that yet. Hey Dave. Alright, we're almost at cruise. Nice. We've already got a ground speed of almost 300 knots, look. And we are burning 54 gallons per hour, which is fine because on a 3-hour trip that's going to be like 160 odd gallons. So we brought plenty of fuel. Harm, thank you for Bullseye 50 months, sir. You know, it's over the Atlantic at flight level 360, being thrown about like a ragdoll. Really? There are storms over the Atlantic, so it's kind of not surprising. Thank you for 3 years, USMC bet. He's slowly getting back into flying. Nice. I think we've left all the good weather behind. Why fly 27,000 instead of 3,000 or something lower? Is it just for fuel or avoiding the weather? All of the above. Basically, you fly much faster at higher altitudes because the air's a lot thinner. You consume less fuel. You miss all the weather. Think about it. If the air is a lot thinner at these altitudes, then there's much less friction stopping you from flying, basically. If you could fly all the way into space, you'd have no friction pretty much. But you need some air to burn, obviously. But yeah, we're basically, if you look here, we've got 54 gallons per hour, and we're doing 322 knots ground speed right now, which is pretty good. And notice the difference between the indicated airspeed here and the true airspeed here. Huge difference. Yeah, there's also terrain as well, you know, to climb over hills. Like if you flew at 3,000 feet, smash into these mountains. You're thinking about getting the honeycomb yoke, but feels kind of wasted when use it for 5 minutes just to get up and down. The rest is autopilot or minor adjustments. I mean, you don't have to use autopilot, you know, just saying. Ground speed versus airspeed dodge. I did explain it in a video a few weeks back. I even showed it. But yeah, the ground speed is like how quickly you're moving across the ground physically. The airspeed is how quickly the air is moving over the wing. Think of it that way. They're not the same. Molten, that's a known bug with the live weather. The best fix that I know of, and I don't know if it's 100% fix, but it's worked for me today, is start the sim, choose live weather, and fly, and you should get live weather. If you go for a second flight, quite often you won't get live weather, so at the end of your flight, close the sim, restart it, and hopefully that will work until they fix it. Which we don't know when that is because they've not actually acknowledged it in the patch list. Yeah, if you pause it, I don't know what the factors are. Pausing, speeding up the sim, all these things can cause problems. But if you're going to do a long flight in particular, you want to restart it. Does anyone know what fixes are coming up in the upcoming Microsoft Flight Sim patch? Funny you should say that, Firefighter, but I made a video on that yesterday. It's called Patch Notes. Without your tutorial videos, I would never have gotten off the ground. I'm happy for you, bro. I'm happy for you and me, because that's all I ever wanted to do was get people flying. He was out and about, no worries. How do you run as admin from the Microsoft Store? I don't, I did do it. I think the best way is press the Windows key, type in the word flight. You should see it in your start menu. Right click on it, run as admin. But when I did it, it cracked. My sim was very unhappy. Exclamation mark Y-Food. Great stuff. Get 10% off with my Squirrel discount code. Hashtag sellout. No, it's seriously good stuff. Look at that fluffiness. I don't know what the weather is down at our destination. MM66. Wait, what? It doesn't know what MM66 is? Are you kidding me? Right, you know what MM2F is? It doesn't know what that is either. Serious? Hey, thank you, Will. What the? Okay, let's try something. MM66. I'm gonna go to my own chat box. And I'm gonna run metar command. MM66. Interesting, not valid. Okay, apparently this airfield that I'm flying to doesn't exist. Go figure that one. Somebody didn't get the memo. I mean, it's obviously a real airfield because it really exists on Sky Vector, but somebody didn't tell the METAR system. I want to know what the weather is down there, and I can't get the weather. On Flight Sim Economy, you can click on the blue icon next to it and get the satellite imagery. The blue icon next to it. This one. Looks like it's right next to a little town. That looks like tarmac to me. Just need to know what the weather is. Yeah, but there's usually a METAR somewhere nearby that we can get the weather from. It's a download only 90 gig, but you need 150 for stream data. 150 what? Your little Flight Sim FS98 was your first. I can't even remember what my first Flight Sim was. I literally remember playing a flight simulator on my ZX Spectrum, but I can't for the life of me remember what it was called. You're struggling with approaches. Whenever you do an ILS in the MCD, the aircraft turns back to a previous waypoint. If you've got the ILS frequency in the radio nav page, which it usually pre-populates, then when you're on the approach, you should just find it. It shouldn't change the waypoint. As long as you're flying towards the ILS, you know, within 30 degrees of it, and it can capture, it should just find it. I don't understand why it would suddenly change where it's flying.
Out of the way, I don't like the look of you.
Thank you, Bigfoot. Don't mind me, Paul was gifted a sub while you're offline by Sniffer and want to give him some proper recognition. Well, thank you, Sniffer, and thank you, Bigfoot. Welcome back, Kevin. You went out with your mates, got drunk, only just got out of bed. Cornwall boy, if you don't mind me saying, you're turning into a bit of an alcoholic, mate. Every weekend you're getting absolutely mashed. It sounds like you're enjoying yourself. The recommended space is 150 gig, but the game downloads 90. Yeah. So it'll download 90, but it'll unpack. It needs 150 to unpack. Hey Dave, are you looking forward to Tuesday? Oh, by the way, guys, do you know what's happening on Tuesday? Some of you must know what's happening on Tuesday. One person's got it, 2 people have got it, 3 people have got it. Yeah. Basically, Nvidia are doing a live stream announcing their new graphics cards. And Mr. Squirrel has been given permission to co-host it, as in I'll be able to stream their stream and we can talk while they're talking, if you see what I mean. Like, I'm going to put their stream on in the background and we can talk while it's all playing out live. So I'll be streaming on Tuesday. Yeah, they're giving me permission to do it. Oh, yeah. So you can watch it here instead of watching it on the Nvidia with a whole lot of people going, ruffle, ruffle, poggers, poggers. You can sit here and actually have an intelligent chat. So yeah, I'll be live on Tuesday streaming that, and then after that finishes at 7 o'clock, I'll be streaming an Asus announcement as well, which I currently don't know what it's about. So we've got 2 announcements on Tuesday, one from Nvidia, then one from Asus, and I'll be streaming both of them. What the heck is POG? You need to get up with the internet memes. Is that a custom view setup and a tag to a Stream Deck button? I like that view for cruising. No, I'm just in the camera mode right now. The button I press will go to the drone, basically, or external cam, depending on what we want. What time will that start again? I think the Nvidia stream starts at 9 AM Pacific, which I calculate to be 5 PM UK time. That's right. So I'll need to be live before 5 PM UK time. So I'll probably go live 4:30, something like that. 4:30 PM UK, 5:30 EU, which will be like 12:30 Eastern. 8:30 Pacific. Maybe Asus will announce a GPU-based Nvidia 3000. I don't know. I don't know if it's to do with the Nvidia thing or something else. I really don't know. 24 gig of VRAM. That's massive, dude. That's an enormous amount of VRAM. I mean, I don't know. That's a lot of VRAM, but I think that's more the Titan kind of card, isn't it? Mr. Fubber. Wait, what? Fubber, thank you for subbing. The Bowdens. The Bowdens for 3 years. Not as much time these days. Now my girlfriend has 3 kids, 5, 10, 15. So my busy schedule is now even more tight. Never stop supporting though. The Bowdens, thank you, dude. You sound like you've got a lot on your plate right now. I was just going to send a message to Mr. Dre, 1 second. There we go. Sommy, 58 months. So thanks for the TBM. I'll give it back when it needs 2,000 hours check. Lol. How's the honeycomb yoke? As somebody pointed out, I only use it when I take off on land. No, but in all honesty, for the price, I don't think you can really beat it for the price. It's very good for the price. I wish that metal bit was thicker, because I'd like to clamp my iPad to it, and it doesn't clamp to the metal bit. I have to clamp it to the plastic bit. But the roll feel of it's really nice. The pitch feel is okay, I'd say, but all the switches are handy. Yeah, it's a pretty good yoke. It's just very hard to get hold of any flight sim peripherals right now. Everybody's just buying flight sim peripherals. Do you want me to print you an adapter for it, Dave? It would need... Yes, was the answer, Dave. I suppose I'd need to measure the width of that first, wouldn't I? And then tell you how wide I want it, but it would need to be able to withstand my RAM mount basically crushing onto it. So if it's like a brittle plastic, it's just going to shatter. Look at this little fluffy cloud here. That's so cool. We're just flying over all the mess right now. Yes, the entire world one-to-one, correct. Don't bill me, thank you for 54 months, good morning to you. You can do it out of PETG. I don't know if I've got some calipers, Dave, to measure the width of this thing accurately. I need to get some calipers, really. Dave, remember you got some calipers and you said there was like one set that you got was rubbish and the other one was really good? Can you send me a link to the really good one? Because I wouldn't mind some decent calipers in my tool set. This is stream buffering for anyone else. Looks okay from my end. Do you get different types of clouds in the game? Yeah, you do. Yep, you get the cumulus clouds, you get the Nimbus clouds, the stratus clouds, you get the whole lot. You can see here there's multiple layers. In fact, right now we seem to be flying just above a wispy cloud layer. We might have to climb shortly, because I'm seeing a cloud layer here. We might have to go even higher. Did you see the glass cockpit FPS fix? It's a script that lowers the refresh rate of the glass cockpits. No. Langabell, where's this? Where exactly is this fix? Oh, they had an offer last week, Dave. That burns. Can you fly copters? No, not currently. Probably next year. Instrument refresh rate. I can't believe somebody's come up with this fix for that. Mods to lower 2D instrument refresh rate. Download, put in the community folder. If your game's running at 60 FPS, it will lower the refresh rate on the display to 15. Okay, that's very interesting. No, not that. Let's get that. Alright, that's awesome. I'll give that a try. Does that actually... Has anybody done it? Does it work? Like, if you... The real test for that is the Dreamliner. Whoa, this is clearing up. Look at this. The Dreamliner's glass cockpit was pretty bad. Oh, man. I can't believe that. Is that literally all it was ever about? Was just the refresh rate on the glass? Oh, my God. I've so got to test that. I'm going to download that and try it. Oh my God, that is such a good fix. Have you done the bushfly missions? Funnily enough, I think there's a video going out today where I do the first one of the where is it down? The Balkans, I think? Bush flying video. I honestly can't believe that they didn't do that themselves in this patch. If it was really such an easy fix. They could have chucked that out until they've got a better solution. No, it doesn't give you an FPS boost. Oh, look at that now. Nice and clear. Got past the bad weather. It doesn't give you an FPS boost, it just stops the glass cockpit from refreshing so quickly so it doesn't tank your FPS. What does the refresh rate on the glass actually mean in English? You see these screens here? Like, all of these screens are being drawn. Calculated and drawn. And by default, the game basically seems to follow the refresh rate of your monitor. So if you're flying along at 60 FPS in the game, it's trying to draw these screens 60 times a second, which basically causes your FPS to drop, because that's a lot of calculation. So what that mod does is it basically makes this like a quarter of whatever you're flying at. So if you're flying at 60 FPS, these screens will only draw 15 times a second, which is more than enough for avionics. But then obviously means you don't lose a lot of FPS. I'm not surprised Chewie got 10-15 FPS. I'm not surprised. If it does what it says on the tin in the Dreamliner, it absolutely will make a big difference. The Dreamliner was one of the worst ones. Like, you'd go to external cam, you'd be like 50 FPS. You'd go inside and you were like 30. The fixes for high settings only. Was already a code block included for lower medium setting, right? That's a good one. So if I was running it on a high setting like I am, I was penalised even more. Genius. For me, it did not give me that much FPS, but the stutters are gone. That's still a result then. Is there a way to save midway through flights? Yes. I think. Press escape. I'm not going to do it. Press escape and then you choose save, I think. Right, let's have a quick check on where we're at here. So, ground speed 322, burning 53 gallons per hour. Could come up on the torque a little bit if it wanted to. Now burning 55. Does it give us much benefit? Not much. Coming up on the waypoint Jutes in 14 minutes. The video on airspace and navigating was very eye-opening, Neo. Dude, that is the one thing that, I think that's the one thing, there are two things that really frighten people about either real-world flying or flying on a network. First thing is airspace, and the second thing is talking to people. They're the two big things that put people off. Airspace is something that can be, you just have to kind of learn how it works. Talking to people, that can be a different problem altogether. You can only really get over that one by doing it. But once you figure out that there is actually a structure to talking to people, to talking to ATC, there's like a structured format really. Once you get that bit, you kind of know what you're meant to say and then what they're probably going to say back. We've got 6 passengers on board. We're down over Mexico now, I think. So we've got a ground speed now. See, the problem is we've got a crosswind coming in, you see that? If we had a bit of a tailwind pushing us along, that would help, but we've basically got a crosswind. Which is fine. If we went to a different flight level, the wind would likely be different. Do you ever get bored and just kamikaze? No, I'd leave that to Grand Theft Auto flyers. If you fly into restricted airspace, what are the steps they follow if you don't leave? It kind of depends where you fly. In the worst case scenario, you'll get a military escort fairly quickly. And yeah, you'll end up with some kind of fighter jet pulling up next to you, rocking his wings and telling you to move. And we live in an age of terrorism, so if you start flying a plane in restricted airspace over something fairly significant, people get really worried. But, you know, your best case scenario is you're going to get a written warning from the CAA or the FAA, or have your license revoked. No, quite literally, you'd be shot down. There are places that if you overfly in a plane, you'll probably be shot down if they can't identify you. It's a shame it doesn't show the passengers like train sim. I mean, from the outside, it doesn't show the passengers, but it does show the crew. So there is that. If it showed passengers as well, then you're probably looking at more frame rate loss for something that arguably is not that important. Getting shot down is not the worst case scenario. No, I said that was the worst case scenario. The best case is you get a warning. Slane, thank you for 2 years. Haven't been around as much, has been busy. 2020 has been a total mess so far. What, for you or for everybody? Because I think mostly it's everybody. At least the upside down is that I got a brand new pickup on Monday. My old one was deemed unsafe. Noise. You just turned 59. You're taking your first flying lesson tomorrow. Wow. Never too late. Wait, look at this cloud above us. I feel like we're flying invisible moisture right now. I think I might climb, get above this. There's quite a bit of moisture here. What's the ceiling on a TBM? Does anybody know? Cabin pressure. So inside the cabin right now, it's equivalent to 8,000 feet. 31k. Eesh. Maybe I'll better descend it actually. We could come down to 2.5 maybe. Do you ever get bored? No? It's really hard to judge that. Flight level change. Yeah, we need to get out of this. Yeah, I mean the outside temperature is so low that if you get this moisture it can just freeze. It's not something you want. Oh, it's taking a nosedive. And this is where I just put it back into V-speed mode because it's just... The problem is because the TBM has no throttle authority, it's really hard to judge the torque to get the descent rate that you want when you're in flight level change. I'm seeing some like little puffy clouds over here. Up ahead, this doesn't look too clever. Right, there we go, we're at 2.5 now. Herdy, hey Mr. DJ, sorry. Does Squirrel have snacks on board? Yes, they're available in your fridge. I've put some in your fridge for you, you just need to go and get them. Someone said in 2 hours there's a thunderstorm at MM66. Awesome. This is going to be full on rip. we're out of that high level now. That's good for us, that'll work. Can you get more peanuts? Yep, they're in your cupboard. Oh, there we go. We've still got the icing. I think the icing is somewhat overdone. Surely? Oh wow, I didn't realise that. The little, what do they call these boots, I think they're called? Did you see that? The animated boots that basically inflate and knock all the ice off. I thought that would have been heated like the pitot. Yikes. Maybe we should try climbing then. Since that didn't work. Let's see what it's like up there. Do you plan on getting the honeycomb throttle attachment when it comes to stores? I don't know, to be honest, PJ. I need to have a look at it. It looks pretty good. Whether it'll be able to mount it here, I don't know. Depends on what kind of mounting points they've put on it. Take yoke and no rudder pedals and map keys to use the rudders won't work. The rudder pedals should be on an axis. That's maybe the problem. Maybe you're trying to map an axis to a button press. Gavin K, thank you for 63. Some nasty weather. Dr. Pepper? No, Puppies is your man if you want Dr. Pepper. This is some crazy cloud cover. If this doesn't work out, we might have to drop down to like 210. And just sit between that top layer and the bottom layer. It's so dynamic. It's so good. Yeah, I put a video out the other day about like Airbus liveries. In that, if you go to that video, in the description there's a link. If you go there, they have a pack of liveries, of which this is one of them. The pack's been updated. Like, when I made the video, they had like 30 liveries. It's about 70 now. They've been pretty busy. They've got liveries for the Caravan, the TBM, the Airbus. I think the 172. It's 154 now. Dude. 154. It's like bacteria. It's just doubling every 3 days. I don't know about the AI ones like about. I don't think so. It's really great the way the community's done that, just rallied around it. It's so good. I mean, like, somebody's made a mod to fix the glass, somebody's made a mod to add loads of liveries. Next thing, somebody's going to make a mod to fix the avionics. Yeah, Asobo are not going to do military stuff, but, you know, other people will. And the livery is really hard to create. They're like any livery. You get a Photoshop file. You know, if you've done liveries before, it's easy. If not, they're a bit weird. They're like different sections of the plane, and then they'll be laid out in a Photoshop file, and you've just got to work with that. Essentially, like pieces that get put back on the plane in the game. There's a paint kit available. Yeah, the guy who started the pack, his name's Clink123 on YouTube. He's made a tutorial on how to make liveries. Xkerbo, ask a mod to have a look at the link first. Or don't. Why do you ask me and then not wait for the answer? Oh my god. Hey Squirrel, is it alright if I punch you in the face? No. But you did it anyway. When are they releasing more aircraft? I think they need to fix the ones they've got going first. Oh, this cloud cover is just brutal. Absolutely brutal. Chunky Sandals. Thank you very much for subbing, Chunky Sandals. So we've now got a cabin pressure differential of about 8,700, so it feels like 8,700 feet in here right now. Yeah, this is not good. I think we're going to have to descend and go for like 210 and try and sit above these clouds here. We don't want to fly in this. This is not good. We tried 250, that didn't work. Didn't you talk about time acceleration to reach your brake deadline? I'll probably just leave it running and take a break, stretch my legs. Probably easier that way. Just trying to get out of these clouds, man. You're welcome, Maroof. That's what they're there for. So apparently, Neo, the heading bug, right? So I've got a heading bug that moves in 10-degree increments, right? And it's very annoying. Somebody said that happens when you've got a honeycomb yoke. And it's a known issue. I don't know how true that is, but I have a honeycomb yoke and it goes in 10-degree increments. Maybe find a break if you head over to the coast. Maybe, it's kind of hard to see what it's like. So we've got light at the moment here. And I presume this is the lower down one. I'm kind of hoping we can ride this gap here. But I think at some point, we're going to have to... we're definitely going to have to turn direction. We'll see. You don't have a honeycomb. Yeah, I don't know then. I don't know why I get the bug. Like, I made a video, and in the same video, I went from having 10 degrees to having 1 degree, and I don't know what I pressed. You have the Warthog, you have the same problem with heading increments. I think it is controller related, but we don't know how yet. Oh my god. What about mouse wheel clicking? Let's have a look. Well, I'm left clicking on that, and I'm left clicking on that, and it's not moving at all. If I hold left click and drag the mouse, it doesn't move. That literally does nothing for me. So whatever bug it is, it's locking that as well.
Okay, cool. What's that now?
This is great view. Hard IFR right now. You can adjust with your mouse wheel. Now that is the bug with the mouse wheel, look. The heading bug is very buggy. I can't stop me. You click for, I can't click for, look, I'm clicking right now and it's not moving. Well, Dre, if you get that bug, you need to bring up the VFR window and resize it. But I have a theory, Dre. My theory is, if you don't bring up that VFR window, you never get that bug. What do you think of all this Microsoft Flight Sim scenery, guys? What do you... How good is it? They've mapped the whole world, by the way. Mr. Anders, thank you for 51 months, sir. Oh, typical. I'm descending and there's like blue sky up here now. You utter scumbag. Can't seem to find a level to fly at that doesn't have cloud. This is not going away. I'm hoping we're going to get a break in the clouds at 2100. So according to that, there is a separation though. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We're breaking out. Finally. Slice of beer. Thank you for 8 months. Is there an open world flight option? Yep. Yeah, when we do our multiplayer stuff, that's what we do. Right, I found a gap. There you go, there's the gap. So if we get between this and this, which is what we're about to do, we should be fine for a while. Thanks. You get turbulence. Look at that little pocket. Lexor, thank you, 59 months. Tell you what, those mountains don't look very, a lot lower than we are. They must be pretty high. If you click on the heading with the left mouse, it will move in 1 degree increments. Okay. Okay. Right. Left click. Now it's working. Wait a minute. Why is that... Literally, why is that now working? You saw me do this. Right, I want to know what's fixed that. Because now it's doing it. I have no idea. I have no idea. You saw me clicking that and it didn't do anything, and now it does. What's changed? The only thing that's changed is the altitude. Maybe you get the heading bug when you fly at certain altitudes. I don't know. Click higher and it's 10, and click lower and it's 1. I don't... That's not what just happened to me. Like, if I click there, I get 1 degree. Click lower down. Still get 1 degree. If I click to the left, get 1 degree. If I mouse wheel, I get 10 degrees. I don't know. They didn't work before. Now it's working. Nitro, thank you for 5 months. So we're gonna, in 37 miles, with this wedge that we're in closes up, and then we're gonna get smashed by heavy rain. This is not good. I'm thinking we head south a little bit and climb. So maybe like... do that and try and break out. There's like a big gap in the weather though. Where we're flying down to Mexico. I'm gonna get penalized about $1,000 for flying this plane away from its home airport for 3 hours. You get about $360 penalty per hour. I'm gonna get wrecked. Okay, that looks a bit better. Need to de-ice. Dude, every single de-ice is turned on. There's places where the plane does not de-ice. Outside air temperature is currently 1 Celsius. Which is quite mild for this altitude. SF joins, thank you 57. I'm hoping that combination will break us out of this cloud a bit. So like these kinds of problems in flight sims you've not had to deal with that much before. This kind of dynamic weather. Like, if you were flying on a network, you'd have to keep asking to change altitude. Trust me, if I didn't have the pitot heater on, I wouldn't have an airspeed right now. Okay, look, this is breaking us out of it now. Kind of subtly track. What we'll do is we'll fly south and then we'll fly southeast and pick up our nav again. And I think that's going to get us out of the trouble. Your PC is overheating watching this game. Lol. Yeah, it's pretty bad over there. Here's something I don't quite get. If we're on a heading of 180, which is directly south, why is my airplane not pointing directly south? Is it because it's taking into account wind? It shouldn't be. Wait, the wind's coming out of the right nose, which should push the... No, it should be facing the other way in that case. No, it's not the wind. It can't be. We've got a 3-knot wind off the right nose, which means it would be pushing from left to right as we're looking at it here. So if anything, the nose would be oriented that way. The map is broken. I think that icon's broken. That should be facing directly south. Like, the way it depicts the plane should always follow exactly the way it's pointing, not the way it's being blown, if you see what I mean. Yeah, we're in heading mode. It's weird. I'm not bringing up the VFR map. That causes issues. Blue sky. Looks like we finally, yeah, you can see here, this is all the nastiness we're flying around. Basically running around there. That's the gap that we could see. Trying on PFD is moving in the right direction, the wind meter's wrong. Yes, live weather lifetime. That's why we're dodging weather right now, because it's not consistent, it's very, very dynamic. You don't need to adjust for magnetic deviation on aircrafts like this. See, when I'm on a heading of 170, it's now looking south. I think that's just being drawn incorrectly. Yeah, look at the terrain below us. It's crazy. We'll go 270, we seem to have escaped the problem. We're over halfway there now.